Good morning, JVNs. This is JVN Brijesh Kumar Yadav, Faculty of Education and Methodology, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. Students, I have prepared this lecture for BSc BA JBC first semester. Paper name is Diversity of Microbes. Topic is Ultrastructure and Characteristic Features of Bacteria. Students, before this class, we have already started study of bacteria, that is known as bacteriology. In this class, in this topic, we have taken one class that was historical background of bacteria. In that historical background of bacteria, I have discussed in brief what is bacteria, what is the structure of bacteria. But here we are going to study the structure of bacteria in detail. Okay, so let's start. Student, this is the typical structure of bacteria, which have ribosomes, mesosomes, a covering that is plasma membrane. Above that, cell wall is there, that is covered by capsule, plasmid DNA, flagella, fibrae, and chromosomal DNA. So students, this is the typical structure and components of bacterium. Student, there is a difference between bacteria and bacterium. Most of the time we use them synonymously, but there is a difference. Bacterium is singular and bacteria is the plural form of bacterium. Okay, so depending on situation, you can use them. So let's start. General character and morphology of bacteria. As you all know, we have discussed on previous topic term that bacteria are single cellular microscopic organisms, that is unicellular microscopic organism. We cannot see them by naked eye. We need microscope to see them. And the study of bacteria is known as bacteriology, that is a branch of microbiology. Okay, the singular word we have already discussed the difference between bacteria and bacterium. Bacteria have been grouped into prokaryotic, which means absence of nucleus. Okay, so in simple terms, bacteria is unicellular microscopic prokaryotes. Okay, this is one of the simplest definition of bacteria. Now the cellular components, intracellular structure of bacteria. First one is cell wall. Okay, as you all know, bacteria is considered as a plant cell. Okay, so there is a presence of cell wall. Cell wall of bacteria are made up of glycoprotein murein. Students, please note down this and remember this material, because in examination it is used to ask that which cell membrane component cell wall is made up of. Okay, the main function of cell wall is to help in providing supports mechanical strength and rigidity of to the cells. Okay, it provides the mechanical strength. It protects cell from bursting in the hypotonic medium. Okay. Now another topic is related to cell wall is gram staining bacteria. Gram staining. To differentiate, there are two types of bacteria, gram positive and gram negative. So gram staining bacteria are a method of differentiating bacterial species into two large groups, that is gram positive and gram negative, based on their chemical and physical properties of cell wall. Okay, what are those? We are going to see them. Okay, gram positive bacteria are those bacteria when they are stained in gram stain results in purple color, whereas gram negative bacteria are those bacteria when they are stained in gram stain results in pink color. Okay, there is a procedure, and I remember that this is your practical. In lab, you will demonstrate this experiment, how you are going to identify which bacteria is gram positive and which bacteria is gram negative. So with the help of curd and root nodules of gram, we will demonstrate in your lab that which bacteria is gram positive and which bacteria is gram negative. Okay. Next one is plasma membrane. After cell wall, another membrane is that is plasma membrane. It is also known as cytoplasmic membrane or cell membrane, which is composed of phospholipid, protein and carbohydrate, which forms a fluid mosaic. Okay, in cell membrane you might have studied in cell biology. It helps in transportation of substances, including removal of waste material from the body. It also helps in providing the mechanical barrier to the cell. It also acts as a semi-permeable membrane, which allows only selected material to move inside and outside of the cell. Okay. Next part is cytoplasm, which helps in cellular growth, metabolism and replication. Cytoplasm is the storehouse of all the chemical and components that are used to sustain the life of the bacteria. Okay. So this is the importance of cytoplasm. As you all know, any cell, irrespective to prokaryotic or eukaryotic, unicellular or multicellular, it should have cytoplasm. Okay. Next cell organelle is ribosome. Okay, a tiny granule made up of RNA and protein. Ribosomes are the site of protein synthesis. Okay, they are freely floating structures that helps in transferring the genetic codes. Now I have a question. Being a prokaryotes, which kind of ribosomes are found in bacteria? In comment section you reply me. I will not give you any hint, but I think based on your previous study you can reply. Okay, so please tell me which kind of ribosome is found in bacteria. Next part is plasmid. Plasmids are small circular DNA. Okay, this is very unique feature of bacteria, and because of the presence of plasmid, bacteria is being used in research, many techniques. Bacterial cells have many plasmids. Plasmids are used to exchange DNA between the bacterial cells. In genetic engineering, plasmid is used for the transferring the piece or part of DNA from one cell to other cell. Okay, that is used as a vector. But here, for time being, you just know about plasmid only this much, that is small circular DNA. Okay. Next is flagella. It is a rigid rotating tail. It helps the cell to move in clockwise and anti-clockwise forward, and also help in cell to spin. Okay, you might be correlating this structure in case of paramecium or euglena in zoology class. You might be studied. Okay, the rotation is powered by hydrogen plus gradient across the cell membrane. Next structure is pili. That is the short protein appendages that is smaller than flagella. They fix bacteria to particular surface, means they are the attached structure. Okay, it also helps in reproduction during conjugation. Okay, so these are some of the structure. Other structure is capsule. Capsule is a kind of slim layer which covers the outside of the cell wall. They are composed of a thick polysaccharide. It is used to stick cell together and works as a food reserve. It protects the cell from dryness and from chemicals. Actually, because of the capsule, some bacteria are resistant with particular drugs. and some of them are susceptible. Okay. Uh, Next is nutrition of bacteria. Since bacteria is prokaryotic, irrespective to prokaryotic or eukaryotic, if the organism needs energy for survival, okay, for multiplication. So what are those modes by which bacteria get its energy, food? We are going to study that. Okay, that is come under nutrition of bacteria. They exhibit different modes of nutrition level, such as autotrophic bacteria. Some bacteria are autotrophic, as you have seen plants are autotrophic. Okay, how plants are autotrophic? Because they have green color chloroplast, okay, that is ultimately chlorophyll, and you all know that this chlorophyll is used in the process of photosynthesis, and this photosynthesis is the solely process or reaction by which plants or organism prepare their food material, that is in the form of glucose. Okay, so in this way some of the bacteria are autotrophic. Examples: phototropic bacteria and chemosynthetic bacteria. Some of the bacteria are heterotrophic. These bacteria are unable to synthesize their own food material, that's why they depend on other organisms. Okay. Another example of heterotrophic is fungi, which you people are going to study in your third units. Okay, but for here, for time being, you try to focus on bacteria. Some bacteria are heterotrophic. Okay, so some of the examples of heterotrophic bacteria are those bacteria which feeds on the dead and decaying matters. Okay, next category of nutrition of bacteria is symbiotic bacteria. Symbiotic, there is a that is a process, that is symbiosis. Okay, you might have studied in your 12th standard. Symbiosis is the relation between two organisms in which both organisms are going to be benefited and none of them are going to be harmed. Okay, in such type of relation is known as symbiotic. So such type of relation also exists in the case of bacteria, where that bacteria prepare or make that symbiotic relation with other organism from which it takes its own food material. Okay, these bacteria have mutual benefits from other organisms. One of the most important symbiotic relation of bacteria is, that is, nitrogen fixing bacteria. You might have studied. Okay, that we will take that class in details, but for time being and for here you just focus on that much, that symbiotic bacteria. Okay, another category of nutrition of bacteria is, that is, parasitic bacteria, and you must know, and I hope you know, that parasites are those organisms which cannot prepare their food material by own way. That's why they have to dependent on other organisms, and in this way they cause disease or they harm that host. Okay, so parasitic bacteria are those bacteria that present in plant, animals or human beings, and these bacteria feed on host cell and cause harms to the host. Okay, all those bacteria which cause diseases in plants and animals come under this category. Okay, so these are the four different types of mode of nutrition in bacteria. And students, in this way today we have seen the ultrastructure of bacteria and mode of nutrition. On next turn we will see some other topics. Thank you.